Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of We've Got Nothing Better to Do, the show where we talk about movies, TV shows, and video games because, well, we've got nothing better to do. I'm your host, Nathaniel, and this week I am joined by Parker and Jeremy. What's up, guys? How you doing on this night of tonight?
I'm okay.
Tonight.
Okay, yeah, I'm doing okay.
Could be better, could be a lot worse.
Wish Ben was here.
Shout out to Ben.
All around me are familiar faces.
I'm gonna message him. See what he says. Keep you updated. This week we're doing some more of Name That Movie because our previous episode was very popular, and so I decided, you know what, let's do another one. So we'll be getting into that in a little bit, but first let's talk about some news. First bit of news. Okay, so this happened early last week, I think, but I also saw something the other day that said it's not happening. So I'm not really sure. I forgot to look up if it actually is or not. So I'm gonna do it right now. But it was that the Uncharted movie starring Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg allegedly started filming. Oh, okay. So it was updated. It hasn't started filming. It is about to start filming. Apparently. This movie's been
getting ready to start making the movie.
Yes.
Come on, guys. Get hyped.
This movie, I don't know.
2000s.
The movie was in development hell for a while. So I don't know. Well, I guess films are starting to like be able to film again. Like just
Out of
restricted. Yeah. Just restricted.
They have to go to like New Zealand or UK.
Yeah, I mean, they could film Uncharted in New Zealand, but
Film anything in New Zealand, unless it's a big city. It's like super sad.
it was in the minor key, so it was sadder. I can do it in major key, if you want.
Please don't.
Thank you. Oh, you're too kind. Please.
5 out of 10.
Please. No applause. I don't need it. Thank you though. I appreciate it.
You're right.
Please.
You're right.
It's too much. Please.
You don't need it.
Please. Save your applause. Thank you. I'll be here all week. No, really, thank you. That's enough. I said stop!
All week?
Next bit of news. In an interview, forgive me, I don't remember the name of the publication. I think it was a podcast. But the Russo brothers of Marvel and things like Community, and I think they did some of Arrested Development fame. The directing duo, they said that obviously they finished up the Infinity Saga. They did a majority of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. They said that they would return to direct a Marvel movie if Marvel went in the direction of Secret Wars, which was a big comic event in the 80s where like Spider-Man got the black suit, the symbiote, and some other like big things happened. But essentially that storyline is this dude called the Beyonder, who is essentially a space god guy, takes a bunch of heroes and villains that he has been watching and puts them in a little pocket dimension thing and is like, fight to the death, and if you win, I'll give you everything you ever wanted. And then they basically fight, and they team up, and the Doctor Doom is like, haha, I stole his powers, now I'm the bad guy, and blah bitty blah. But essentially, yeah, it's the heroes and villains are stuck together and then they team up and stuff like that. So they said they would return if they got to do that storyline, which I would be cool to see, and it would give them an excuse if they haven't already to put in Venom the right way into the MCU.
I think if they did it, it would need to be in the far future.
Yeah, like it would be the next big event. It would be Secret Wars Part 1 and 2 or whatever.
I feel like it would have to be even further. Like there'd have to be something first and then that.
I mean, you could do it next. And you've already established like cosmic stuff, and we're getting the Eternals, which I'm sure we've already seen like the Celestials. So I'm sure pretty soon.
But the Beyonders,
we've also
like,
seen the Watcher. So
the Beyonder is a lot more. He's
yeah,
from a
but I
different
mean, like,
universe.
we've seen.
He's not even from the Marvel universe. He's from a completely different universe.
We've seen like steps towards the big celestial beings and stuff. Like, it's not that out of the question. Like, we know there's multiverses. We know there's space gods. Like, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. And he's not really like a bad guy either. He's more of just like a very rich person who has nothing better to do with his time. That's what he is.
Iron Man?
Well, he did have something important to do. So the Beyonder is just like a kid that put a bunch of bugs in a bucket and was like, fight. That's essentially what.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Just because he's that much more powerful.
Yeah, but also talking about the Russo brothers and Marvel. Not Marvel related, but a Marvel alum. So the Russo brothers are teaming up with, I wrote down, the Cap and Goose, talking about Chris Evans and Ryan Gosling, to direct a spy thriller for Netflix. It'll be Netflix's most expensive movie that they've done. Has a $200 million budget. It's called The Gray Man. And so I like everyone attached to it. I love Chris Evans, like Ryan Gosling a lot, and also the Russo brothers. It follows a ex-CIA operative turned killer for hire, dual court entry. This is confusing to read. He's pursued by an old colleague, now nemesis, which is Chris Evans. So it's kind of like a spy versus spy revenge story thriller thing.
Revenge story thriller thing.
Yes.
Those are my favorite.
That's the tagline. Revenge story thriller ... thing. But yeah, I like everyone attached, so I'm excited. And big budget, so I don't know, like, if they're gonna do anything like really like techy or sci-fi-y or whatever. That's a really big budget for an action movie. But yeah, I'm down. I don't know if we have a release date or if it was just like, I think it was just an announcement that it's happening. But yeah, I'm excited for this. What about you guys?
I'm indifferent.
Sounds like it'd be really good. Russo brothers always make really good movies, so it gives me hope that it's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans are both really good, so.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, that's true.
So next bit of news. Holy frick, Tron 3 got announced. So last episode, we did a review for my favorite movie, Tron Legacy. And literally, like, I looked at it later, but like a bunch of like outlets kind of like just happened to be like tweeting about Tron that day. Like IMDb said something about Tron that day, and like all this other stuff, which happened to be my birthday. And then like later that day, like after we were filming, it got announced. I think it was Disney Insider had like an exclusive or whatever, that Disney is currently working on Tron 3. And I just about flipped my lid. And I am very excited. Now, what we know about Tron 3 is, I don't like, at least
the name.
What what the hearsay is about it right now is kind of, I'm not super jazzed on it. It's rumored to be starring Jared Leto, which I'm not huge on. He has kind of like a sort of major role in Blade Runner 2049, and he's okay in that. But I'm not like a huge fan of Jared Leto. Also, they're getting Joseph Kosinski back to direct it, who directed Legacy. And like, he's okay. I don't know if it's right. I think it's probably writing, and not. I mean, some of it might have been like direction, but like I said in the review, there's not a lot of substance. It's a lot of flash, not a lot of substance. So I want there to be a good writer on it. If it's Joseph Kosinski directing it, I wouldn't be like angry. Like, I'm okay with him directing the third one, but I would rather maybe someone with maybe like more experience, or I would rather have like Denis Villeneuve direct it or something like that. But chances are that's not gonna happen. So if he does direct it, I'm okay with that. But I don't know if I really want Jared Leto, because it's supposed to be like sort of a soft reboot / sequel, and I really want Garrett Hedlund and Cora to return, because I want to see what happens there. And then Cillian Murphy is actually like teased to be the next bad guy in Tron Legacy. If you don't know who Cillian Murphy is, he's Scarecrow in the Batman movies, the Dark Knight trilogy, and I'm trying to think of some other stuff he's in. Peaky Blinders, the show, if you've seen that. But I like all of them a lot. So I would be down. And Garrett Hedlund hasn't really been doing like any movies, so I'm pretty sure he would be okay to come back. But Olivia Wilde has said before that she never wants to do Tron again, which kind of sucks, but hopefully she comes back. And also, just a quick note. So on our Tron review, someone said, Dope Stuff English said, "Hey, Tron 3 is announced. Why you guys skipped that part, huh? Make a minute video on it." Well, we're not making a minute video on it, but we are talking about it in this episode. So we are talking about it. Even though I said it in the description of the last episode, but whatever. But yeah, so Tron 3, I'm very excited. If I don't sound, I probably sound more excited now, but I am very excited because obviously Tron 3, my favorite movie. And I really want to see a sequel to it and see what happens in that world and with the story and characters. And yeah, I've wanted this for so long, and finally happened. And it got announced on my birthday, which was just kind of like the icing on the cake, the little cherry on top. So that's really cool. But yeah, so Tron 3. And then in kind of a bummer movie news, Tenet got delayed indefinitely. So really, we have no movies to look forward to. So everything is bleak and grim, and we're all just dust in the wind. Coronavirus.
Yep.
All right. And then in TV news, so we are getting a Clone Wars spin-off. Star Wars, I guess it's just a Star Wars show, but it's based off of stuff from the Clone Wars. Based on the Bad Batch. which was the first kind of mini arc in season 7, about Anakin and Obi-Wan teaming up with some like defective clones that, or like mutated clones, and their mutations were useful. So there's like a tracker guy, there's a buff guy, there's a really smart guy, and then there's a sniper. I don't remember if that's like his only skill or something, but yeah. So essentially, the series, this spinoff will follow them.
Parker?
Oh, do we lose Parker? All right, well, we'll continue. The series will focus on them immediately in the aftermath of the Clone War. So it'll be immediately after Order 66. And I'm assuming because they're defective clones, they didn't have the chip that activates Order 66. So it's essentially their clones trying to figure out what to do post Order 66, which sounds cool. I really like we haven't seen a lot of like, I guess we've seen a lot of in between episode 3 and 4, but not a lot of immediately after episode 3 and 4. Like there's not a lot between, like, because I think Solo is technically the first thing in the timeline after episode 3. We don't really see a lot of stuff in between that, and we don't see a lot of like the rise of Darth Vader really in anything. We just see Darth Vader after stuff, and so I think it would be cool if we kind of see more of that in this. So what are your maybe like thoughts or hopes on the Bad Batch, Jeremy? We'll start with you. Or kind of initial reactions to it.
That is good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's the same team, I think. Like Dave Filoni's directing and stuff, and it's probably gonna be the same animation stuff. So I have no doubt it'll be good.
So,
and
I just hope it's like I don't know. Like I feel like overall it's gonna be really good. I just hope they like the episodes, kind of like in like season 7 of Clone Wars. It's like there's different arcs, and some of the arcs aren't really good. I really hope they just have like a lot of really consistent episodes that
maybe do like
or
only 1 or 2 seasons, but like no filler. Just
straight up. I want crazy lightsaber and.
Well, it's about the clones, so there might not be some Jedi. It's also right after Order 66, so there's like 10 Jedi alive.
Oh, okay, so no Jedi, but crazy like blaster fights. Like I want like straight up war.
Yeah, and like
I want some crazy fights and stuff.
The Bad Batch arc in season 7 is pretty good. It's very action heavy. It's very good like arc. So I think the clones, obviously they have enough of like diversity between them to carry a show. So I think this will be good, and it's an era that I really want to see more of too. So I'm super down. What about you, Parker? What are your kind of hopes, maybe, or what are you excited for the Bad Batch show?
I don't know if I missed anything you guys said and my internet cut out, but
it's about the Bad Batch directly after the end of the Clone Wars.
So are they going? Do we know if they're gonna be stormtroopers? Because they're.
I think because they're.
The Bad Batch,
I think they were defective, so they didn't turn. So it's about them, like, trying to figure out what to do after the Order.
Okay. Do you know if it's gonna be the same art style as the Clone Wars?
Probably.
If it's the same art style
as season 7,
I will be excited.
Yeah. Because season 7
looks beautiful. If it's a different art style and they try and experiment, or they do like Rebels art style, I will be sad.
Well, Rebels is like kind of like an evolution of the old Clone Wars art style. Like, it's not bad, but I would much rather it's season 7 Clone Wars art style than.
Yeah, me too. It's not bad, but it's not my favorite by any means.
Yeah, but Dave Filoni is heading it also, so like I have no doubt it's gonna be
That's
good.
really good news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited for it. Next bit of news: Falcon and the Winter Soldier also has been indefinitely delayed. It was supposed to come out in August, but they can't finish filming because of this stupid pandemic. So that got delayed, which sucks because I was looking forward to that. Forgot that it's next month, but yeah, that is no longer happening. And then
If
go ahead.
did Wonder Woman get delayed?
Yeah, Wonder Woman got delayed, I think. But in some sad news, if you ever watch Mythbusters, you know who Grant Imahara is.
Oof.
He.
I have to talk about this right now.
Well, I want to. Yeah. He worked at ILM for a long time, and he worked on like movies like The Matrix and stuff. But he was also a host of Mythbusters, one of the hosts. And he was just like a really cool dude that really like pushed science. Was just like a super nerdy dude. Like, obviously none of us knew him, but like he was a big part of all of our childhoods on like Mythbusters and stuff. But he passed away.
Worked at the prequels.
Yeah, he did. He worked on the prequels. He passed away earlier this week. So, yeah. But obviously, I think he left like a great legacy, and you know everyone kind of liked him. And so like thoughts and prayers out to his family and stuff. But yeah, we've lost just, like a great like filmmaker and like lover of sciences and stuff. And for lack of a segue out of this, I'm just gonna move on to the next bit. But I just wanted to mention him because he was a big part of all our childhoods. But for some news more Star Wars news on the Kenobi show, Hayden Christensen has signed on to it. And so there's going to be flashbacks and flashbacks to the Clone Wars, and Darth Vader will appear in some form. So that I'm just like more excited for the Kenobi show because it's going to be so freaking good. And it's like something I think Star Wars fans have wanted for a long time. So the fact that they got Hayden Christensen back, I think is really cool. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. And hopefully they start filming soon so we get it sooner rather than later. But I think that's it for news this week. So why don't we hop into our topic or our game for this week, which is Name That Movie. So if you missed the last episode, essentially the premise is we describe movies as poorly and as vaguely as possible, and the other people on the show have to try and guess.
Other people on the
I was
show.
trying to think of like, I guess I could have said hosts or guests or whatever, but the other people have to try and guess what the movie is based off of the super vague clues. So the last time we did it, I did all the movies, but this time I asked Jeremy and Parker to pick some movies of their own to so I guess so I could play also. But so we'll be switching it up, so it won't be all like the same style, kind of how I was doing it. But
it'll be worse.
But it's the point is to describe it as poorly as possible. So if it's bad, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But I'm thinking this first movie, I don't know if you've seen it. I think maybe Jeremy has seen it, but I don't know if Parker has seen it, so I'll skip it. So yeah, I'll do all mine, and then we'll have you guys do yours at the end. Okay, so first movie. All right, so there's this guy, right? And he's kind of like the top dog in his neighborhood, you know? Everyone kind of looks up to him. He's kind of the leader. he's got a good thing going. He's got a hot girlfriend, and life is all sunny and blue skies and sunshine, right? And then, like they're under this other guy. He's like way above them, but they all look up to him. And he's kind of like their big boss and stuff. But so this new guy shows up, and he kind of flips the order on its head, right? So our main character, who's like the main guy, kind of leader under the big guy, right? So he's like immediately like, I don't know about this dude. He's kind of giving me some weird vibes, right? And everyone's like, no, he's so cool. He's so great. Like, you see all the stuff he can do. Like, this guy's super cool, dude. And he's like, he starts to get a little jealous, and he's like, no, this guy's bad news. Like, you guys are wrong. Like, I have a bad feeling about this, blah, blah, blah. And this guy, so the new guy, he's kind of, he's a bit eccentric. He kind of has this like complex going on. Like, he thinks he's someone he's not. But everyone still kind of finds him really charming. The main character's like, I'm not having it. I don't like you. And so the big guy, the big guy in charge, he takes the two of them on a trip, and they're like, they don't like each other. They're button heads the whole time, but like the new guy is kind of like oblivious to the main characters, like trying to get rid of him. And then it really escalates, and they get into this fight, and then they get separated from the big guy, and so they're like left in the middle of nowhere. And they're like, well, good job. This, like, the main character's like, this is all your fault. And the new guy's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to go try and get back to this guy and get back to our friends and stuff. You can do whatever you want. And the main character's like, you're an idiot. Like, you're insane. And then they get captured, and one of them gets tortured, or the new guy gets tortured and like goes insane. And the main character's like, all right, I'm going to have to step up and do something about this. And at the same time, all their friends back in the neighborhood are like, they're getting the wrong idea. They're like, oh my gosh, like he killed the new guy, or he like did this to him. And so the main character is trying to go save the new guy. And then the new guy is like, he's broken now. Like he's gone insane, and the stress has gotten to him. And the main character's like, hey, like, snap out of it. Like, we got to get through this. I don't like you. You don't like me. But we got to get through this together. And they start to become friends. And then they get out of it. But the guy that captured them is like, he's just a sadist. And
is this Boss Baby?
Wait, what? Boss Baby? No.
It kind of sounds like.
Have you seen? Have you seen Boss Baby?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, well, no, it's not Boss Baby.
I don't remember any torture scenes in that movie.
I mean, it could be literal or just like.
It's not Boss Baby. I can tell you that.
God, I feel like I've seen this movie. I just can't.
You definitely have seen. You both have seen this movie. I know for a fact. Okay, so the guy that captured them, he's basically a sadist, and he's like experimenting and tearing things apart and blah blah. And so they go back to the neighborhood. They're buddies now, and then they team up with the rest of their friends, and they go and they mess the dude that captured them up, and they basically like traumatize him.
Marvel movies?
No, they traumatize this guy, and then they all come back, and they're all best friends, and it's happily ever after.
God,
what is this?
Like that.
You're really good at making it really hard. You're really good at going really long. I don't know how I'm gonna go that long.
Okay. Okay. Well, now why don't you ask me some questions, and I'll try to be vague still, because I really just said the whole movie, so there's not much more I can go into.
Yeah. Jeez. Is it literal torture and literal like insanity?
Yeah.
Is this a live action?
No, it is not live action. It is animated.
It's anime.
Come on, man. So hard.
I'm trying to think. So all of the characters that are under this big guy, right? They're all branded with his name. They all have a mark that shows that they belong to the big guy.
Oh, is it Hercules?
It's not Hercules.
Hercules. Oh, what is it? I'm thinking of like Miss Wednesday and all that kind of stuff from One Piece. No, it's not it.
No, it's not Miss Wednesday. It is a movie. It's not a TV show. Let me see.
Gosh. Is it?
I don't want to give it away. I feel like anything I say will give it away.
Is it anything under Disney?
It is a Disney property.
Disney property. So it's not made by Disney. Dang, it's a hard one.
I think there's lasers involved. There's
lasers.
Yeah. There's flying. There's a horse. There's racing, car racing. There's military men. There.
Oh, it's Toy Story.
It's Toy Story.
Oh, the military men. How was that one got it for me?
Yeah, it is Toy Story. So the big guy is Andy. They're all branded with his name. The main character is Woody. The new guy's Buzz.
Gosh.
They get captured by Sid.
Oh, okay.
That took me a lot longer than I'm proud of.
All right, so Jeremy gets a point. All right. Should we do points? Because you guys have more than I will. Yeah, we'll do whatever. Okay, Jeremy, what's your team name?
I don't know. Weeb United.
No, Weeb United. All right. Weeb United has 1 point. Parker, what's your team name?
Anti-Weebism.
Anti-Weebism.
Is this a Civ?
Oh wait.
All right.
Last night.
All right. Next movie. Okay. Okay. So there's a lot of guys.
Are you gonna do all of yours?
Well, yeah. You guys only have 3, right? I have like 10. You can go. We can do one of yours if you want to go. Go ahead, Parker. You can do one of yours.
Okay. Hold on. Mine. I can't. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go that long.
As long as, I mean, you don't have to go super long. Just describe the movie as vaguely as possible.
Okay, so there's this drummer.
Whiplash.
No. Yes, it is. Dang it! I should have said.
Why would you say drum?
Why would you keep those?
I didn't keep all of them. I just kept that one.
Oh, is that one of the ones you said? Okay, so earlier I texted everyone. I'm like, hey, pick 3 movies for us to guess. And Parker sends me a list back in the group chat. And I'm like, no, the point is for us to guess this. So don't send
I didn't realize that. Okay.
Okay, so what's... I gotta come up with a team name.
I didn't think you were gonna get it that fast.
I'm like, okay, what movies do I know about drummers?
I should have come up with another drummer movie. The problem is for me with Whiplash is I can never remember the name of the movie.
I'm the Mugiwaras.
What?
Jeremy knows what it is.
Is that English?
No, it's Weeb. It's Weeb speak.
Oh gosh.
Okay, Jeremy, why don't you give us one of yours?
Okay, so hear me out. Okay, so there's a family, a mother, a father, and then there's a son, and they've got a happy life going, and they're just chilling, having a good time. Everyone loves each other. Like the neighborhood is super chill. And they're just kind of vibing, you know. And then all of a sudden, this stranger breaks into their house.
Ooh.
Oh, actually. I messed it up.
Okay, start over.
the person breaks in before the son is born. I forgot to say that. And
Is it
the mother is
is it Harry Potter?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and so it's the but he's still very young, and the stranger breaks in. The mother is killed, and so all that's left is the father and the son.
Mm-hmm.
And
Nemo.
so they have, yeah.
Oh, Nemo. Okay. That's good. All right. Anti-weebism. We're all tied at 1 point each. Okay. All right. So there's a couple of guys, all right? Up to no good. Started making trouble in my neighborhood. Just kidding. No. So there's a couple of guys, right? And they're all doing different stuff at the moment, okay? So, let's see.
Mission Impossible.
No. 3 of them. Oh gosh, I'm trying to remember what's going on in this movie.
Yeah, do you script this? Because you're really good at this.
No. 3 of
I don't
them
know how you do it.
are they're with some guys, right? And they're getting ready for war. So 3 of them are getting ready for war.
Dunkirk.
2 of them, I guess technically 5 of them are all getting ready for war. So there's 5 of them getting ready, and they'll split up eventually. 5 of them getting ready for war, and then 3 of them are going
On a trip in their favorite rocket ship.
yes, they're going to someone lost something, so they're going to go return it to that person.
Wait, and they're getting ready for war at the same time?
A different group is.
Oh, okay.
So how many people are
So there's
there?
8. There's 8 total.
And 5 of them are getting ready for war.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you now.
And so that's where we start. And so the 5 getting ready for war, they it's looking pretty bleak. They don't know if they can do it. And one of the guys, he's a real special guy. And one of his friends comes to him and is like, "Hey, I got a present for you. 'Cause you're the special guy, and only the special guy gets this really cool present." And he's like, "Wow, thank you so much."
Is it Endgame?
No, it's not Endgame. And he's like, "Wow, thank you so much. That was really kind of you. But I think we're still screwed. But thank you anyways." And then the friend that comes is like, "Well, actually, there's some people that might be able to help you. So why don't you go talk to them, and they might help you." And so he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna take 2 of my homies, and we're gonna go talk to these guys." So they go on a trip in their favorite rocket ship.
Favorite rocket ship.
And then the other, I guess there's 6 technically. Sorry, my bad. The other 3 that are getting ready for war are like, "All right, well, we'll just get ready then. So we're gonna go, and we're gonna head to the spot, and I guess we'll see you guys there, maybe, hopefully, question mark. We'll see." And one of the guys that's get ready for war, he's trying to do his best, but he's kind of clumsy. People look down on him. And someone is like, "Hey, like, I see the potential in you, so I'm gonna help you out." And so he's like, "All right, cool, let's be friends." And then his friend is actually really kind of an idiot and gets himself into trouble a lot. And he does something really stupid when they get to the spot, and essentially kind of screws everything over and gets punished for it by the other guy that went with them, who's like this really wise dude. He's like, "You're an idiot, and you're gonna pay for what you did." But he's not like just straight up pissed at him. He's like disappointed at him, but he still has like compassion for him and stuff. Like, he's a good guy. And while this is going on, 3 guys that are taking the thing back to the guy that lost his thing. There's some discourse between them. And they're starting to argue. Tensions are high. They're all really tired, and one of them actually wants the thing, and so he's trying to pit the other two against each other. And so he frames one of them for something really bad, and then they end up splitting up, and the guy that split them up, he betrays the one of them, and then the other guy left because he felt bad, and one of the guys, he almost ends up dead. But then he comes back and he saves his friend. And I'm saying this all pretty much, it's all out of order, but it all happens at around the same time. So bear with me. So then they kick out the guy that betrayed them, and they go on their way, just the two of them, trying to return the thing to the guy who lost it. And then the three guys that went to go talk to the guys that could help them, they show up at the place, and they're like, hey, yo, what's up? We heard that you could maybe help us out, maybe. And they're like, who the heck are you? Like, we don't answer to you. Like, there's only a special guy can tell us what to do. And he's like, yo, what's up? I'm the special guy. And they're like, oh, frick. Well, okay. You're the special guy then, I guess. And then we'll cut back to the three guys they went to the place to get ready for war. And they're there. And then the bad dudes show up. And they're like, hey, this is all you guys got? Like, we're gonna stomp on you, and evil's gonna win today. And they're like, nuh-uh. Not if I have anything to say about that, you know what I'm saying? And they go to war, and it looks pretty bleak. It's essentially the end of the line, but they somehow managed to hold out for a little bit. And then the three guys that went to go get the dudes, they show up, but they're alone. And they're like, you all bad guys, you're all gonna die, like, right now. And they're like, you and what army? And then they're like, bam, this army. And then the dudes show up, and they're like, wah, and they all fight, and then they, like, kick everyone's butts. And they're like, yeah,
Is this Return of the King?
It's Return of the King! Yeah!
Oh my gosh, that was hard.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Alright, Parker, why don't you go with another one of yours, and don't give away the main premise of the movie in the first sentence.
Okay, so there's this guy.
Mhm.
Okay, and he's a little crazy.
Oh, crazy, okay.
Like, let's say he's a lot of crazy.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, he wants something, but no one really knows what he wants. I'm sure he doesn't even know what he wants.
Hmm.
But he lives in a city, and no one really knows who he is. And you never really find out who he is. And then there's this other guy who he has a lot of money,
Uh-huh.
and you know they don't really like each other.
Is this Batman v Superman?
No.
Oh, okay.
They don't really like each other, and so the crazy guy, he starts doing some pretty bad things.
Oh, it's The Dark Knight Rises.
Yes, yes it is. I had to remember which one it was.
What is it?
I'm
The
glad
Dark
I didn't
Knight
say.
Rises.
I was gonna say
Oh.
something about an orphan, but that would have really given.
Oh,
it away.
yeah. Actually, honestly, that might have confused me, actually, if you said orphan. I think when you said rich guy, I was like, I feel like it's Batman.
Yeah, as soon as you said Batman v Superman, I'm like, rip, he's got it.
Yeah, then I was like, wait,
kidding.
crazy guy. Crazy guy doesn't. We don't know where he's from. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I put it together. Okay, Jeremy, give us another one of yours.
Alright, so there's this dude. He's really lonely. Kind of by himself at the beginning, doesn't talk to many people,
Mhm.
but he's really fast.
Really.
Like, he's a really good runner.
Okay.
Like he's like this whole life, the one thing he's been able to do really good is run,
Is it Forrest Gump?
and he's never no, and so he's never found anyone that's as fast as him. And then all of a sudden, there's more. These bad people start coming for him because they want his.
This is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah. I was trying to think of a way to explain it. I was like, there's like not a good way to explain it without ruining it.
Well, the first thought was like the Flash, but I'm like, there's no Flash movie yet. Wait, there's Flash.
I was thinking, what's the Jamaican bobsledding movie?
Oh, Cool Runnings.
Cool Runnings. That's what I was.
Well,
thinking
at first I was thinking like, is there like a Usain Bolt movie? Like, what is this? Okay. Ooh, okay. Let me think about this. Okay, so there's this guy, right? So him and his wife were really famous when they were younger. Like in the glory day, like they're part of this really big popular thing. They were super famous. They're like the two most famous of them. But that was like 15 years ago. Now they've settled down, they have a family, and they just kind of live this mild-mannered life, right? And the main character, the dad, it's kind of like killing him inside. Like he misses the glory days, and he's kind of having like a midlife crisis. Like his kids fight all the time. His wife is always stressed out, and like their family dynamics kind of broken, right? And he just misses the glory days. And he gets this opportunity for work to I guess it's outside of work.
The Incredibles.
Yeah, it's The Incredibles.
I was thinking The Incredibles the whole time, but then as soon as you said he has an opportunity for work.
Would you like another mimosa? Yes, it was The Incredibles. All right, so Parker and I both have 3 points. Jeremy has 1 point. All right, Parker.
Oh, I wasn't even paying attention the whole way.
Parker, pop another one for us.
Let's do one more before. Let me think about it for
Okay.
a second.
Jeremy, do you want to go, or do you want me to do another one?
I can do one.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so there's this guy who owns this really cool place that everyone wants to go to. It's like the talk of the town. But he doesn't let any visitors come in. It's just because he's not a very social person.
Uh-huh.
But he decides to let some people in because he kind of wants some, just some social interaction. He's like, hey, I kind of want some people to hang out with and to share what I have. I'm super rich. What else am I going to do? I don't have any kids. And so there's a certain amount of people he lets in, and some of their family members are also let in. And as they're going,
it's Charlie in the Chocolate Factory.
Oh yeah,
Willy Wonka in the chocolate.
I was gonna say
it's either of them, but all right, I got 4 points. All right, Parker, give us another
one. Okay, so there's this guy, and again, he's rich. Okay,
it's a recurring theme.
How rich is he?
He has some money.
All right.
And, he's kind of a, no one really likes him. Pretty much no one likes him at the beginning. And then there's some more guys. There's a lot of other guys, actually.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of people.
There's a ton of guys.
There's a ton of guys.
So many guys.
So many guys.
How many guys though? Can you count them on your hand?
No.
Okay, that's a lot of guys.
There's a lot of guys.
Okay.
And these guys are doing some bad stuff. Like really bad stuff, and it's kind of ruining the world,
Okay.
Terrorism is bad. They're terrorists.
Iron Man.
Okay. Oh, it's Iron Man.
I shouldn't have said
okay. Nice.
Rich guys
before you said that, I was thinking,
There's rich guys
And there's
terrorists. It's Iron Man.
It's
Iron.
I am Iron Man. All right. I think we have time for like one or two more. Okay. So. Ooh. Okay. This one's good. All right. So. There's this guy, right? And he works at a park. And this park is like it's like the talk of the town. It brings in all the tourists. It's bustling all the time. It makes the town a lot of money. It's like the scene, right? And there's a problem. That people are like going missing, and then people start turning up dead in the park. And they're like, what the heck is happening? So they get this guy, and they're like, hey, can you kind of maybe investigate what's going on? And he's like, okay, well, yeah, let's try and see. And they find out that it's an animal. So there's like an animal wreaking havoc in this park. And they're like, that's really uncharacteristic of like these animals. Like, it's very rare that they would ever attack people. So let's try and find out what's going on, right? And
It's Jurassic Park.
what did you say?
Jurassic Park?
No, it's not Jurassic Park. And so they start to investigate, and they go out into the park, and
Jurassic World?
no, and they're trying to draw the animal out, right? And at this point, I think he's killed like 4 people. So people are like starting to flip out, and there's a big party coming up, and the mayor's like we don't want to. I don't want to.
Oh, it's Jaws.
What'd you say?
Jaws.
Yep, it's Jaws.
This is like the mayor.
I haven't seen Jaws in a long time.
It's a good movie.
I just remember the mayor doesn't want to close
for 4th of July.
4th of July.
Yep. All right. We can do one more. Is either of you have one that you want to do, or I can do the last one?
No, mine have all sucked.
Well, you can redeem yourself if you can come up with one.
No.
Jeremy, you got one, or I'll do the last one.
I'll come up with one, but let's do 2 more.
Okay, so there's this guy, right? And he's coming into town, right? To see his wife. Which might be his ex-wife, or like they're separated at this point, I think, is what's going down. He comes into town to see his wife, and she's at work, and so he goes to meet her there. And the guy that picks him up, his driver, really eccentric dude, and they have like a bond that they form, and they're like quick friends, right? And so the driver takes them to the place where his wife works, right? And so he goes in, and she doesn't know that he's there, I think. I might be remembering incorrectly. It's been a while since I've seen this. But so essentially he goes there, right? But then they're having like a party at her work. But then some dudes show up, and they some bad mamma jammas. Okay? And
Die Hard?
Yep, it's Die Hard.
Yes.
Whoa. That's not how I remember Die Hard. Probably because I only remember the second half of Die Hard.
Yeah, well, that's the beginning half of Die Hard.
Yeah.
All right, Jeremy. Finish strong. What you got?
Okay, so there's these 2 sisters. They're pretty poor. Don't got too much money, but like they love each other, and they get by. And they're having, and there's this really popular like kind of game show that's on TV, and it's like they select people from around like the country to participate in it.
Uh huh.
One sec. And they just draw names for who is able
it's the
to
Hunger Games.
participate, and if you win this
the Hunger
game show,
Games.
you get a lot of fame. You became like a famous person.
Is it the Hunger Games?
Like, yeah.
Heck yeah. All right. Well, so at the end of the day, in third place, we have Parker, or anti-weebism, with three points.
F.
And in first place, can I get a drum roll? With
Insert drum roll effect
5
here.
points. Me, I win. Haha, I win. Jeremy is in second place with 4 points.
Hey, I have one for you. After a son loses his father, he joins a hippie group and becomes a vegan.
Wait, what? After a son loses his...
After losing his father, a young boy joins a hippie group and becomes a vegan. Name of the movie.
After losing his father, a young boy joins a hippie group and becomes a vegan. What? I have no idea.
Dude, and also, his uncle's a dick, like just like a massive. Just
Oh,
no
Lion
one likes
King.
his uncle. Yeah.
I think we did. Did we do that? Yeah, we did that one last time. That one doesn't count.
Alright, so a bald guy teams up with another bald guy to fight another bald guy.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Red.
It's just Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, are you just copying the ones from last week?
Yeah, we did Fast and Furious. Okay.
Well, I just threw it red.
All right. Well, that's it for Name That Movie this week. So let's talk about what you've been doing. Jeremy, what have you been doing?
Not too much, just because Corona.
Corona.
But I've been playing a little bit. We played some Civ yesterday. Played some Call of Duty when I can. Play some other stuff. So it's been not too bad. Hasn't been any like new movies to watch.
Nope.
So I don't think I've watched any movies. But there's a new show. Actually, there's a new show that started up. It's called what is it? God of High School. It's made by Crunchyroll. It's actually really good. It's got a really cool art style, and I mean, there's only like 2 or 3 episodes out, but I really enjoyed it so far. I think it's gonna be like one of the new like big fighting animes. So I'd recommend just checking it out. It's got a really cool art style. I really enjoyed it. So
Right.
that's it.
Cool. What about you, Parker? What have you been doing?
Well, not a lot because my girlfriend got the corona.
Big rip.
So I pretty much had a lot of free time, and I've spent that free time lifting and playing video
Corona.
games. And that's about it.
What games have you been playing?
A mix between a lot of stuff. Dead Frontier, Dota again.
Yuck.
And then I've been playing a lot of Minecraft, even though no one's been on with me. We played Civ yesterday. I want to start playing Civ again because that was really fun.
It was
even
fun until it devolved into just a slog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was fun at first.
Yeah. Well, for me, I watched a new movie yesterday. Andy Samberg has a new movie out called Palm Springs.
Oh yeah, how was it?
It was actually really good. I actually really enjoyed it. It's very fun. Very funny. It's kind of, they give the premise away in the trailer, but I won't spoil it. But it's kind of like really subverts your expectations. Yeah, it's just a solid, fun time.
Yeah, I saw a funny tweet. It was like there's like someone's making a Groundhog Day cinematic universe, and it was like Groundhog Day, that one, like Inception,
Yeah.
Or not Inception, but there's just like all the ones where they're stuck in time.
Yeah. Well,
They don't know what to
that's the plot twist, I guess. Is they're in a time loop. But yeah, it's very fun. Yeah, give it a watch. What else am I doing? Like they said, we played Civ yesterday. And I think that's really all I've been doing. But what I'm looking forward to, I bought Ghost of Sushi Man. Ghost of Tushimama. Tsushima.
This.
I got Ghost of Tsushima.
Why the way that you are?
Everywhere was like out of stock, so I had to order it. So it'll be here in maybe like a day or two. But I'm looking forward to playing that. Everything I've seen of it and heard about it is really good. And I had to make the choice of either getting that or Paper Mario. But I went with Ghost of Tsushima. Maybe I'll play Paper Mario at some point. I've heard really good things about it. I still want to kind of check it out. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if, Parker never got me a birthday present, so, I mean, if he wants to get me Paper Mario or something,
What was that? I cut out.
Oh, I was saying, I mean, like, it's cool, but, I mean, you never got me, like, a birthday present or anything, so if you wanted to get me Paper Mario, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it or something, but, other things I'm looking forward to.
Oh wait, you cut out again.
Oh darn. Yeah. I think that's pretty much what I'm looking forward to. Parker, what are you looking forward to?
Well, now that I've like almost finished the Isle of Armor DLC, almost finished the Pokédex. I want the next DLC to come out,
Tundra.
so I can grind that. Something I'm not looking forward to. Football season got moved to spring, so I have a really long summer, but I'll have no winter or spring break or next summer.
Wait, you don't have a winter break?
We'll probably be playing. We'll probably have football stuff all winter break.
So you're not going back to Idaho?
No, around Christmas time they'll definitely let us.
I was gonna say, I'm like, that's bull. Yeah. Jeremy, what are you looking forward to?
We should that we're all gonna play golf bit together.
Oh yeah, we got to do that.
We all have it.
That is true.
We can all play it literally right now.
Well, I have to edit
I have
podcasts, so
all of us. Nah.
I mean, after I'm done, maybe, but at least right now, I have to edit it. Well, I think that's the show. So, thank you so much for listening. We hope you find time out of your busy schedule to come back and listen to us next week. But, come on. We all know you've got nothing better to do. So, if you are listening on YouTube, make sure to hit like, comment, and subscribe. And if you are listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, make sure to leave a review and tell a friend. And we will catch you all on the next episode. Peace out.